Hey there beauties, so today I'm going to be sharing everything you need to know about Chanel's 2 new foundations, as well as giving you my personal reviews and application tips. So here they are, Le Tint Ultra Tenue Ultrawear Flawless Compact Foundation, and then the Flawless Liquid Foundation. And these are long wear formulas, both of them. They're the only long wear formulas that Chanel currently carries, so if that's not what you're looking for or interested in, I've already done a video on all of the other foundations and I'll link that down in the description box. But let me start out by saying that I really love these foundations. Initially, I found them to be kind of tricky. I didn't really like them all that much, but as I've played with them and really gotten used to how they go on, I've come to really love them and appreciate them, and they are definitely both long wear. So let's get that out of the way. They are long wear, they do work, and they really are amazing for that purpose. But I'm gonna go ahead and start by talking about the compact. So if you're familiar with Chanel foundations, you probably know about the Double Perfection powder foundation that we used to have. We discontinued that recently, and this is what replaced it. The packaging is identical. You open it up, you get your rectangle powder, and then it also comes with a sponge. So no real surprises there. A lot of people know this as the rectangle powder because all of the other ones come in squares. But if you love the Double Perfection, you should transition pretty seamlessly to the new Ultrawear. It's actually an upgrade in my book. So the powder itself is a lot silkier. It's a little bit more finely milled in my opinion, so it goes on really silky, really smooth, and lovely. But it's considered to be a long wear luminous matte finish. It's got SPF 15. It comes in mostly beige and beige rose tones. So the beige is going to be for people who have more of a neutral yellow, even a golden undertone. And then beige rose is going to be for those people who have a little bit of pink in their skin. And we got rid of the random like number 35 powder that used to come in Double Perfection. And they also added several shades for darker skin tones. So that's great news. More people are going to be able to wear it. You're going to get a light to medium or a medium to full coverage depending on how you apply it. So just like Double Perfection, you can use the powder wet, but you can also use it dry, of course. However, the main difference is that with Double Perfection, whenever you wet your sponge, you are actually able to get a thicker consistency, whereas with this powder, the opposite is true. So if you use it dry, you're gonna get your heaviest coverage. If you wet your sponge or you use like a damp brush or even a beauty blender, it's gonna shear out the powder and you're actually going to get a lighter coverage. So you do have a couple options there, which is really nice. But this is really best suited for anybody. You have to be careful, especially when you're applying it dry, that you really watch your neckline, watch your hairline. You're gonna wanna smooth it out because that's when you get the thickest consistency. But I would say that's true with all foundations. It's great for just throwing in your bag for people who want a very easy, streamlined routine. You're really gonna love this powder. And it's also good for just throwing it on you know, at the gym or if you're outside of the home because you have your product and your applicator all in one compact, which is really nice and convenient. So I really love this powder. I was really surprised at how long it lasted and how actually throughout the day I think it looks better on the skin. It becomes more natural as the powder really starts to kind of meld into your skin a little bit. It's really, really beautiful. So if you used to use Double Perfection, you're gonna love this powder. If you're new to powder foundations, this would be a good place to start because it truly is beautiful. So next, here is the Ultrawear Flawless Foundation, the liquid version. As you can see, the packaging is very similar to the old Perfection Lumiere that we discontinued earlier this year. But these two are very different formulas. I would say that the most comparable thing to Perfection would be the new Le Beige foundation that we released earlier this summer. This one is very different. It is a luminous matte long wear foundation, and when I say luminous matte, what that really means is that it's still going to reflect some light. It's not dewy per se because it is going to dry down to a very matte finish, but it reflects enough light that it gives you almost a soft focus glow. It's truly beautiful on the skin. One thing you might notice is that it doesn't have SPF listed. It's the only Chanel foundation that doesn't. One thing that they told us in training was that it does have a little sun protection in the formula, but you know, due to regulations and requirements with labeling, it doesn't have it listed. So that's really not what it's meant for anyways. If you're gonna be outside and you're, the one thing, it is sweat proof, so you can wear this outside, but if you're looking for sun protection, you could wear an SPF underneath and that would be fine, but it's really gonna benefit you for photographs. So it pretty much guarantees that you're not gonna get any white flashback in pictures. And that's really what this formula is best suited for. Special events, if you're getting married, I mean, I would definitely suggest this for brides. Anybody who you know you're gonna be doing lots of pictures, that's really gonna be the best situation for this formula. It's definitely long wearing. It's going to last all day. It dries down on the skin and it doesn't budge. So that being said, you really have to be careful about your hairline and your neckline. You're not going to be able to move it or manipulate it throughout the day. So for example, whenever I wear lait beige, if I need to rub or maybe blend this down a little bit more, I can pretty much take my finger and just move it around. No big deal. That is not the case with this foundation. If you move or rub in a particular area, what's going to happen is you're going to break up the foundation and then you're going to have a weird random bald spot on your face. It's not going to be good. So you want to be careful when you're initially applying it that you do a very seamless application. My personal tips: you're going to want to prep your skin. So you're definitely going to want to moisturize if you don't already do that, and you should moisturize. But I would also highly recommend using a primer. A primer is going to help to fill any fine lines, really give yourself a smooth surface and a nice canvas to work with, and it also may help with manipulating this on your skin. It dries down pretty fast, so you're going to want to work in sections. You can't really do dots and then blend out. It's going to dry down before you get there. So work fast. You have to work kind of quickly. It's going to dry down. You can't really budget on your face. A lot of people, when they hear me talk about it, they say, oh, so you hate this foundation. That's not true. I absolutely love this foundation, but it's very different than anything that I'm used to. I would also say it's different from Estee Lauder's Double Wear, because that's another long wear foundation that's really popular. When I compare the two, I think that it stands by itself next to Double Wear because it is so long wearing. But again, they're not quite the same. But those are just my personal recommendations, what I've found. My best suggestion for you would be to get color matched and try it out for yourself. You really might have to play with it a couple times to really get it down pat. Another trick that I've learned is that typically when I'm applying foundation, I'll take it all the way up under my eyes and then I go on top with my concealer and blend out. This foundation, I will say, as much as I love it and I think it is for everybody, all ages, all skin tones, it's not very forgiving with fine lines or wrinkles. I have a lot of smile lines around my eyes, so what I've learned to do is first prep my skin. I use a primer, but I won't take it all the way up. I'll take it to about here, and then I just use my concealer underneath my eyes and I blend it out, and I found that that's really helped throughout the day. It doesn't settle into any fine lines and it still maintains a really beautiful, creaseless, very flawless face look, which who doesn't want that? I mean, it truly is a great foundation. You just kind of have to play with it. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my review of Chanel's 2 new foundations. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below for me. I can't wait to hear from you guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.